All right, guys. So we're looking at how do we collect data here, right? And how do we collect statistical data, right? How do we get the information? Using questionnaires and surveys, right? Duh. But um, I still think it's not really the best thing to say duh because what are these things? What is a questionnaire? What is a survey? And a questionnaire is a set of printed or written questions with a choice of answers, devised for the purposes of a survey or statistical study. Cool? So clearly, a questionnaire is just a list of questions on a paper. All right, boss and ladies, right? So think of it this way. Think of this as a paper down here. And on this paper, this is the questionnaire. It's saying, are you a Liverpool supporter? Yes or no? For me, this is yes. I love Liverpool dearly, right? And who is my favorite musician and why? This is a deep question. I really don't know. I think Post Malone is probably my favorite right now. Um, and why? Um, boy, I just really like his music. Let me not go into the details for why, right? He's just really amazing to me. No, cool. So this is pretty much what a questionnaire is. All right, guys. So a questionnaire is just a list of questions. If you're going to school, one day you may get a questionnaire from your teacher, saying that the government wants to question certain students about what they think about the country or, whatever reason. For example, right, they usually conduct a census across any country to find out how many people are in the country, how many people are living in single parent homes or how many people are living in a home where both parents are present. Those are really important information for planning a country, if you really want to make, serious change in a country, right? And change can happen, guys. It really can. But you have to know what you're working with to change things. If for example, right, you're blind and you didn't know that the room is blue. How you know what color to paint it, right? Marky, you're painting, you're not going to even see the color. But I'm just trying to say that if you don't know what color you're working with in the first place, you don't even know what what new paint to buy, or what new situation you need to change it to. And I think that's it's pretty important, guys. If you want to change something, you have to know where you are. For example, if you want to get good at mathematics, right? You have to start where you are. You know what I mean? You have to go through these videos, do some questions up from exactly where you are. If you can barely add, right? Then start with adding, okay? But if adding is easy to you, move on to more difficult things like multiplication, right? So I'm just trying to show you that statistics are important because they show you exactly where you are. And if you know where you are, you can always change that, right? But if you don't know where you are, it's kind of hard to change, because you don't even know what's wrong or what's right, right? So if somebody wanted to change me, change my allegiance to Liverpool, right? And change me as a Liverpool supporter, it would be nice to know that I'm actually a Liverpool supporter, right? All right, so let's look at the definition for a survey here. A survey is an investigation about the characteristics of a given population by means of collecting data from a sample, right? We'll soon define that as well, of that population and estimating their characteristics through systematic use of statistical methodology. So it's basically saying that you conduct a survey specifically to manipulate the data using statistics. Okay, so it's basically just like a questionnaire. It's really no different. And let's look at these two questions on here. We have a closed question here and we have an open question. A closed question is where you ask something and you expect to get an exact answer. In this case, are you a Liverpool supporter? You may answer no, right? I may answer yes. I know exactly what the answer is going to be. Now, an open question: who is your favorite musician and why? Right? I'm sure for any of my students, the answer is going to change. You know, some people are going to some of the girls are going to say Cardi B, you know, some are going to say Nicki Minaj, you know, some are going to say Shensia, right? And some are going to say who else? Jada Kingdom, right? It's just a varying list of people. You know, some of the guys are going to say that their favorite rapper is like Yo Gotti, you know, or they're gonna say like Drake, or you know, some may even say Soulja Boy, you know, which is probably highly unlikely. But I'm just trying to say that this is really an open question because this can go anywhere, Dread, right? So cool. So we looked at how we collect data. Obviously, we'll have to ask people for the data, right? We'll have to say, Brethren, what do you think about my store? What do you think about my videos? You know, I'll have to do some surveys and questionnaires for my videos as well. And I can get some feedback and make it better, right? I can change it. That's the most important thing, all right? All right, guys. So let's move on to some of the actual information in the syllabus now. This is just a general understanding of what statistics is. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. So that's it, and I'll see you in the next lecture. And remember to do your best, and God will do the rest.